Alright. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another BTLO Replay. So before we jump into Pi, be sure to follow us on X, LinkedIn, or join the Discord server to keep in touch with the BTLO community. Links are in the description box below. Right, let's get started. So for this episode of BTLO Replay, we are about to investigate a retired lab named Pi, and the details can be seen here. We've had reports of customer registered within our company DB credit cards been used without the permission. Oh, we think we have been breached, but really don't know how. So the information below may be useful. So we have this links, uh, uh, links for the website itself, the URL for the PHP My Admin dashboard, which are useful for this investigation, and also the important one is the logs. So for investigating a web application or website, logs are really important to look into. Okay, so let's proceed with question number 1. So in which web page did the attacker discover the APIs? Okay, so what we have here in our details for question number 1. So which web page did the attacker discover the API? So let's assume so in the description, we think we have been breached, but really don't know how. Okay, so logs can help us answer the question. So let's navigate to the logs list of lamp and logs. Okay, what we have here is access logs, error logs, PHP error logs, and SSL request logs. So let's look in more detailed format. So what we have here is the access log is not empty because it has this size which is large, which is a large file, our error log, and a PHP error log. Okay, so to answer question number 1, on which web page did the attacker discover the API? Okay, so let's take a look. Um, uh, yeah, cat logs. We'll take a look first for the access logs, and we'll use less or less. Oops. Okay. One. Wait. Make it more readable, we're gonna change the font size. Yep. Alright. Okay. What we have here is the access logs. Yeah, this is the access logs. So the question is, on which web page did the attacker discover the API? So at the beginning of the access logs, there are a lot of get, method, post, and delete, right? So what we have here is there's a successful login happen at this timestamp, and then we have successful registration at this timestamp, and after that we have there's a lot of um, registration, index, PHP, delete. That we can see that's the request was successful because there's a 200 here. There's a lot. So we don't know yet, right? So what about we visit the htdocs? Let's list the htdocs of lamp, because htdocs contains all the files related to a website. So here it says here that we have to look into the registration folder. So let's first take a look at the login page. Let's try to read the login page. So here, there's nothing really interesting. Just a typical login page. And the next one, let's take a look at the index.php. Index. So the question is, on which web page did the attacker discover the API? Okay. So let's take a look if this web page or file is of the API that we are looking for. So in the index.php, we can see that there are functions related to username login, user login and logout, the session, the so just typical login, logout, and registration form. And then we have here need to submit button. API is configured and read and ready, but still making final changes. API is located at the customer details.php. So yeah, we are asked to find the web page did the attacker discover the API. So in this wait, yeah. So in this file, in the index.php, which has a successful get method, there's a indication that from this web page, um, there's an API discovered named customer details.php. So our answer for this question number 1 is registration index.php. Yep, we got it. So what is the name of the PHP file with the configured API? So based on the message or the comment, API is located at the get customers details.php. Okay, so we assume that's our answer. Get customers customer details.php. Get customer. Yep. So let's proceed with question number 3. How many fields does the API return when the customer's data is requested? So for this question, we need to look at this particular API. Let's find the doc. Then registration. Yep, it's here. Then let's read the file. Registration, htdocs, registration, get customers at PHP. So we are tasked to identify how many fields does the API return when a customer's data is requested. So, did you see anything familiar or a hint? You can see here that the results, which is the fields when this particular API is requested, the result will be the SID, the first name, the last name, gender, email, phone number, and so on. So we are tasked to identify how many fields. So this, the answer for this is a number of fields that this API will return when get requested, right? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Yep. You got it right. So, next one. List all public IP addresses that have abused this API functionality. List the APIs, the IP, sorry, in ascending order with the smallest initial octet first. So, back to the access logs. So we already know that the index PHP was accessed by the attacker, and then discovered that there is customer details, the PHP API, which contains a 15 customer fields that is really interesting when the attack for the attacker. Yeah. Then uh, we we are tasked to list all the public IP addresses that have abused this API. So what we'll do next is let's cat access logs. Then we'll use grep for this, and we'll use this get customers detail, that PHP. Then we'll pipe it to less so that we can see all the details. Yep. Sorry. That get customer. You're right. Yep. Here we have this IP addresses assigned for the particular get method request for this particular API, including the SID and everything. So what we'll do is list the IPs in ascending order. So we have our format here. First is the lowest. Like, take a look if there are. Yep, we have 176. Ending with .5. First. So we have here the 138. Let's let's see. Okay, we have reached the end. So our task is to list the IP in ascending order. So let's start with 138.199.27.135 separated by comma and a space right before the next IP address. Need a bit of scrolling. Patient. 176.125.228.5. Alright, comma, and the last one that we have discovered is 198, I think. Yeah, 193. Yeah, 193. 193.56.252.20. So let's see. Yep, this is what we've expected. We have got the correct answer. So the next question is, what is the customer's name of the first? What is the customer name of the first customer that had their data stolen? So for this question, we need to go back at the top. For we are asked about the first customer that had their data stolen. So since we have this one, SID means customer ID. We'll pull the names using the PHP MyAdmin dashboard, which can be accessed through this URL. Let's open Firefox and just wait for a while to get it booted. Now we have to navigate to the URL. I think this one. Yeah, this one. It's already bookmarked. Been for a while. So we are tasked to identify the customer name or the first customer that had their data stolen. So for this one, let's navigate to this customer DB because we are, yeah, the customer name, customer table, and then we have this table here. So there are ways that you can pull the customer data names using the SQL query here. You can edit inline or just manually perform lookups. So the first customer here, based on the timestamp, is the 1000. This one. So we need to find. Oops, no, this is 404, which is not successful. We need to look at this, the first one with 200, which means successful. So 10,000. Okay. So we need to look at whose user is has the customer ID 10,000. Okay. So in the first line, we've noticed that this particular user, Fraser Corson, has the exact customer ID that we are looking for. So we assume that's the first customer. First name is Fraser, or what do you call it? It's up to you. Corson. Yep, that's what we expected. And then the last customer that had their data stolen. So this is easy. Yeah, we're not bothering to scroll. Let's use tail. So the last customer is 11099. Okay, so let's perform SQL query to find this one. So we have to edit this one where SID is equals to 11099. All right. Yep. So we have Charis Baylis. Yep. We have our answer here. Charis. All right. So we're down to the last two questions. So for this particular question, how many unique customers data based on customer IDs did have been successfully accessed? So let's see what we can do to find our answer. Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see here that every successful method, get method for this particular API has a unique customer ID, and yeah, counting it manually will take forever to complete. So so what we'll do next is we'll we'll use some bash commands to identify all the unique um to calculate to pull all the successful get method requests for the customer details PHP where SID is unique and not duplicate. And yeah, so what will do next is let's get access logs of Lamp access logs. Yep. Then pipe it to rep customer details.php. Then, no. Wait. So let's cd first. Let's go change directory to logs. Okay. Then we'll grep for, we'll filter for, first we'll filter for successful HTTP request. We'll use grep for that. Grep HTTP 1.100 for this one. Then close it with a single mark. Then the access logs where our logs in grep for the customer ID as filter. Okay. Then we'll use sed dash e. The purpose of this is to pull all this one, to read all the SID and its value. Then we're gonna sort it. Make sure to remove all duplicates and then count. Oops, sorry. So it returns. So let me explain first the command. So for this bash command, we did first the filter of all the successful HTTP logs, which is this one. Successful HTTP log is 200. Other than that, it's not successful. So we filtered that first. That only that the all that returns all successful HTTP logs in the access logs, which is our log file, and grep for this one, did this, which reads this field, then pipe it to sed, which get this one, the value of the SID, the customer ID, and then we'll sort it, and then remove the duplicates, and make sure that there are no duplicates here, and then we count the number of unique sorted customer ID value in the access logs. Understand? Yep. So we have our answer here is 1503. Let's submit that answer. Yep, this is what we've expected. So there are 1,503 unique customers data that have been successfully accessed. Right. So for the last question is how many customer entries with the database have not had their data accessed. So for this one, we need to take this as take this value, then we'll navigate to the customer table where we have all the list of the customer ID. So we can easily pull, let's close this first. We can easily pull the count number. Just let's count all the number of uh, table number of table in this number of entries in this particular table. Select count. Oops. Oops. Select count from our customer table. And then don't forget the one. Then go. So we have 1001, 10,001. Sorry. So let's perform basic math for that. I don't think if we have. Yep. Sorry. First, we'll need to perform basic math. Make sure we find the calculator. So it seems that this machine doesn't have built-in calculator. So I will let you do the calculation itself. So you take this number and then you subtract it with this number. But first, let's take a look if so the answer will be 8498. Oops, wrong answer. Okay. So let us double check if all these fields are occupied. Oops, sorry. Okay. So yeah, let's go to the end. So it seems that at the end there are no fields, so we'll have to -1. So 84. So since our answer is 8498, let's subtract it by 1. Yep, we've got all question answered. So that's a pretty interesting investigation, which tasks us to investigate a possible breach, investigating access logs, the PHP MyAdmin panel, and understand how these logs happen, how this breach happened, what files were accessed, what customer details were gathered by the attacker, and from what IP address does the attack came from. And that's pretty useful for real world investigation. So that's a wrap up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to never miss a video. So in the meantime, remember to join us on Discord and tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. UTC for BTLO Replay. Thanks everyone and see you next time.